Hey family, welcome back to Supersfarm. I'm really excited to show you what's growing on here on the homestead, as well as some of the spent plants from the spring and summer. I'm going to be harvesting the seeds, and Super is going to give you an update on the chicken coop. So thanks for joining us on this journey, and stay tuned. We have a couple of mango plants here that were started from seed. You know, it's been really fun to watch. These were started on September 6th. And then we have some house plants that I just kind of left outside. You know, they grow them outside in the nurseries, and I just hadn't brought them in yet. The last time I brought some house plants in, we had like a little bug problem. So those guys just may wind up staying out here. We'll see. And I've got some leggy broccoli here. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. We'll see. And I got some echinacea that is struggling along. And then I heavy sowed a bunch of brassicas. So let me come over here. So here are some mustard greens. They're actually looking pretty good. I think I'm going to do similar what I did to my herbs with the brassicas and the greens, which is to transplant them into our green stalk. So here are some turnips, and I started some cherry tomatoes. This was more of an experiment to see how that works out. Here's some more tomatoes back here, and some more turnips. So even though we've been trying to keep everything in the sun, it seems like a lot of those little seedlings are getting kind of leggy, which is concerning. So here I have some peppers that I started, and in the back I have some arugula. This is arugula. This is lemongrass. And then I have some more mint, little bitty baby seedlings in there, and some more echinacea, which hadn't really come up yet. Alright, so this chard is looking really good. And at the top is that same catmint. And my okra experiment is doing pretty good. Look, I got a little okra pot up there. Alright, so in this tray here, I started some celery, hadn't come up yet. Brussels sprouts hadn't come up yet. Some red cabbage, got a few seedlings that are starting to pop up here. Some cauliflower. Doesn't look, well, I got one here actually. I got two. Two cauliflowers came up. Cabbage is looking pretty healthy. And some muscadine lettuce mix. That's looking really good. Some yellow beans, which I absolutely loved in the spring, and I want to see how we can do for the fall. Some more mustards. Both of these are mustards, and I think this is mustard too. This tag is not labeled, but I'm pretty sure that's mustard. If not, oh well, surprise. Alright, so what was supposed to be like my herb garden, this is my Tulsi bed here. We'll have one sweet basil plant. This is actually sweet basil, but the rest of the plants are Tulsi holy basil, which I love. This morning I transplanted some celery, so we'll see how that goes. I bought a tray from I think it was Home Depot. Yeah, I think it was Home Depot. And I also bought this wire, this heavy gauge wire that I got from Home Depot, and I am planning to put some fabric over it if we should get like a cold snap. We'll see how that works out. Of course, that's another experiment. So check out this plant here, this tree. It's a hibiscus. It's known as the Confederate rose, which is an interesting name. It's also known as, I believe, the cotton rose. But the flowers are awesome. Uh-oh. Flowers are awesome. Very beautiful flowers. And the tree is popping, man. So this is one of the trees that we thought was dead. You can see all of the dead limbs in here, like this. Okay, we thought that was dead. And so when this green stuff started coming up, Super and I thought it was a weed. And for whatever reason, we just let it go. I mean, it wasn't really hurting anything. It wasn't in the way. We mowed all around the tree, you know, as we needed to. And we just kind of let the weed, quote unquote, go. And it started blooming. So I'm so glad we didn't cut it down. Zora, you can't go in the garden, baby. I know, I'm sorry. No puppies in the garden. Sometimes I'll let her into the in-ground garden because there's not really much going on over there. But over here in the raised garden, she jumps in the beds, y'all, and has a field day. So I haven't been letting her come in here. But she has figured out she can slide in through this opening in our little arbor. So I try to pull these little ends kind of like in the middle of, you know, but she really wanted to come in. She knows how to do it, so hopefully me saying no will keep her from coming in. Okay, so anyway, I went ahead and pulled those purple potted beans up. They were spent, and we cooked the last round of those, and I'm done with those for now. This is the Malabar spinach. Obviously, it's spent as well. But I'm planning today to come out and harvest some of the seeds. These yellow, you know, bean-looking little projections off of the plant, those are actually the seed pods. So quite a few obviously have dropped down, and I'm probably going to have Malabar all over the place next season, which is fine. But I do also want to be intentional about it, so I'm going to come and harvest some of these seed pods. Okay, look at the asparagus. If you like to keep things tidy in your garden, you know, just keep in mind that asparagus doesn't care about what you want. It is popping big time. I mean, look at that. That's awesome. So if you've grown asparagus before, then you kind of know how this works. I have never grown asparagus. This is our first time. So, you know, I'm reading a lot and trying to learn a lot. And basically my understanding is that these tops are going to all brown. They're going to all turn brown. They're going to all die back. And then you cut the plant at the base, mulch it, and basically leave it alone for next season. That blueberry plant is hanging on. It is struggling. These daylilies, you know, we had daylilies that the previous owner planted along our fence line there. And so I actually dug some up and put them into my raised bed because when they flower, they are beautiful. So here I have some comfrey. We'll see how that does. Here are some of those Thai chili peppers. You know, I love Thai chili peppers. Apparently something else loves Thai chili peppers. But I'm letting these just really pop and go because I want to be able to make either some type of powder, seasoning powder, or sauce. And then here's another Thai chili. Okay. And in our little ground beds here, pretty much everything is pretty much spent for the season. I got a few basil plants, of course, another tulsi there, some sweet basil tulsi. I see this blueberry plant did not make it. And let's see, this blueberry plant is struggling big time. And I still have, of those 50 bare root strawberries, I only have 2 left, which is disappointing. I covered this bed. I mulched it and covered it. I don't have any plans for it right now. And of course, Tulsi there. Same thing for this one. I got another Tulsi in the corner, but I mulched and covered the soil. And the zinnia bed. The zinnia bed. I'm leaving it, and it's very wild and untamed because I've seen the hummingbirds over here, the butterflies, the bees. It's not what I envisioned. It's an unruly mess, actually. But wildlife seem to like it, and it's going to die back once the weather changes. So I'm just kind of letting it go for now. I mean, but I didn't know that zinnias got this tall. I mean, this zinnia is taller than me. And I planted everything from seed. This marigold here was planted from seed. It's looking really good. And I've got a little milkweed in there. It's hanging on. Something ate all of my other milkweed plants. And I mean, that's pretty much it for this bed, you know. I planted a lot of things in here, but they just haven't come up yet. I don't know if they will. And here's the lavender that's, you know, looking really good. This lavender plant came from our homestead in Houston. And this is why I'm here this morning. Look at all these sweet potato vines. And of course, Tulsi. Can you tell I like that? And like I said, pollinators love it too, and it smells amazing. So all of these sweet potato vines, I've only harvested about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 individual sweet potatoes. So that's what I'm coming out here this morning to see if I can get some more sweet potatoes. I only planted these about maybe about 150 days ago. So I mean, I think ideally that means they should be ready, but I'm just not sure. And I see it got new leaves on here, which is awesome. I really want to see if I can harvest some of the leaves and do something with them. I'm sure there's got to be some type of, you know, recipe or how-to video, but I promise you this sweet potato plant is going to get up on all fours and walk away if I don't harvest it soon. So let's get harvesting. All right, so we transferred the dirt from our in-ground when we dug out the roads for our in-ground garden. We transferred that dirt to these raised beds. That one that I'm showing the camera right now is empty. We ran out of dirt. And this one is half full. So the dirt in here is very loose. It's a sandy loam. Like I said, it comes straight out of our in-ground garden. And so what I've found is if I just try to follow the roots for the sweet potatoes, like not all these vines that you see are rooted. So what I'm doing, and I don't know if this is the way you do it, but it works, so I'm gonna do it, is I just find the root, like here's one, and then I just kind of like start to move the dirt back because I don't really know yet what's, you know, what I'm gonna find. So this is the way I dug up our potatoes in the in-ground bed. I kind of had an idea of where I planted them. Like there's a huge root. Actually, I think that might be a potato. In our in-ground bed, oh yeah, I think that's a potato. In our in-ground garden, this is what I did. I just found an area where I kind of knew I planted the seed potatoes, and then I just started digging. So I definitely feel, oh shucks, I broke it. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Oh man, I broke that potato. I'm gonna get the end of it though. Oh, that's a purple one. Oh, I did plant purple ones. Okay, I gotta put the camera down for a sec. All right, so I accidentally broke that potato. I was a little bit too aggressive because I was feeling something and I got excited, and yeah, it's a purple potato. So I planted, gosh, I gotta go back and look at my notes. I think I planted 2 varieties of purple potatoes. But this is a decent size, you know. Once they cure, I think those smaller potatoes are sweeter. I think they have a better flavor. They're not as woody, I guess, if you can say that. So, you know, now I'm torn because I like this size potato, but I wonder if I'm harvesting too early. So I'm gonna keep digging. If I come across another one that's small, then I'm just gonna leave it and come back in another week or two. So hold on, be right back. All right, so I've been digging and digging and digging, and I finally came across this baby potato. I don't know if you can even see that right there. So that will be a potato, hopefully a full-size potato. So I'm gonna cover that back up. Excuse me. You can see the whole area that I've been digging around, and I didn't find any other potatoes with that one little maybe wanna be a potato. So I'm gonna go to that end of the bed and see what I find. Otherwise, I may cut back on some of these vines or put them in the bed. I'm not really sure just yet. But let's see what we can find on the other end. All right, guys, so what I do is follow the vines, and if the vines have a give, like see, if they have a give where they haven't really rooted yet, I just kind of push them to the side and I keep following the vine to see when I have an area that won't give, which maybe I might have potato there. So that's where I am here, and I started moving the dirt away, and you can see there is definitely a potato there. I don't want to break this one, so I'm just going to do a little excavation, and yay! Whoa! Wow! That is a huge, oddly shaped potato, but I will take it. If I can get it. There we go. Trying to do this with one hand. So I'm just going to take that potato off, if I can, and put that little piece that the potato was connected to. I'm going to put it back under the dirt for the next generation of taters. So look at this. Not too shabby. So I don't know, you know, this is only my second time growing sweet potatoes, and everybody seems to do it a little different, which is fine. You know, in Houston, I had a small, deep bed, and I said, you know what, I think I need to do a long bed to give the sweet potatoes space to sprawl out. But still, look, they still go everywhere. I'm gonna dig around one more section, maybe over here, and see what we get and go from there. All right, here's another section. I started digging, same concept. I felt where the roots weren't giving me any pull, and I can see a little, look, little bitty potato right there. So, oh man, did I take it from the root? I think I may have taken it from the root already, which is not what I want to do. These feel very small. I think I'm gonna, well, look at that. You can see that potato right there. Ooh, it's a long one. My goodness. I was getting ready to say I think I'm gonna leave it, but it may just be, oh wait, look at this. Okay. Okay, I'll take you. If I can get you off of there. Okay. Look at that. That's not too shabby. And if you guys hear me blowing, there's mosquitoes that are trying to invade my face. Sorry about that. But that long one, look at this. Guess I'll go ahead, since I've uncovered it, I'm gonna go ahead and take that one too. That's interesting. Okay, look at that. Interesting. And then whatever this curly Q thing is. So, it's food in the ground. This is the goal. And we definitely just got to do a little bit more work to perfect the look. But, I mean, these are definitely edible. Look at this dog. She's like, okay, I can't go in the garden. Fine, I'm gonna get one of your garden pots and I'm gonna play outside of the garden. So what I have in my hand here, plus the little broken one there, not too bad, not too shabby. All right, so I'm harvesting the seeds from the Malabar spinach. You can see here these little purple ones. Those are ready to be harvested, and I'm collecting them in this glass jar, because then what I'm going to do is fill that jar up with water and try to get some of the mucilage off of the seed, and I'll come back and show you that. Alright, so I've got the majority of the seed pots off of that plant, and what I'm going to do now is go and get my mortar and pestle, because I found that substance around the seed is really thick. So I think I'm going to give it a light little crushing and then try to soak some of it off. So the green stalks are still doing great. I separated some of the tiers out. For the most part, the bottom tiers are empty. Like I said, I was doing this experiment with okra, so I took this one out to see if that okra would really take off, which it did. I even have a pod on there, which is exciting. I don't know how productive one okra plant would be in the green stalk, but you know, all of my okra seedlings were eaten up by something in the in-ground garden. So this was an experiment, and I can imagine if I were to maybe have separate tiers, you know, just like any regular pot, I could probably be successful with growing okra in pots. So I may consider that for next season. Also, I have this pepper plant here, and it looks like I got some little baby peppers that are trying to form. This is a Trinidad pepper, Trinidad yellow pepper. Super represents Trinidad. That's where he and his family are from. So I was really happy to grow that. And then we got some herbs that I got from the nursery down there. Lavender and rosemary. Look at all of the calyxes. I mean, yes. I definitely got to come out in the morning and harvest these. But every plant is just popping. I'd say they recovered well. But the purpose for today's visit is to get this one loofah. Look at this one. That's a nice size loofah. She's big. To get this one loofah here that is ready to be harvested so we can get the seeds. Oh yeah, you can hear all the seeds in there. Alright, so I'm in the house now and we're going to get this loofah open. I really need to use both hands. I can't get that off with one hand. So 1 second. Okay, so I got that stem off. It was rather difficult. The last couple I've had were not that challenging, but I find that once you get that stem end off, then the seeds just pour out. Okay, of course I'm not going to do that because I'm recording. Okay, so after trying unsuccessfully to free the seeds from this stem end, I realized I think I opened the other ones from the blossom end. So we're going to try that and see if that's what I'm doing wrong here. Yep, that's definitely what I was doing wrong. There are the seeds. Yay, Loofah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm back. I got the majority of the seeds out of the loofah. I can see a difference in the feel and even the look of these seeds as compared to my other loofah seeds. Actually, let me grab them real quick and I'll show you. Alright guys, so the very first loofah that I've harvested was this little guy here. And I was just so turned on by this loofah. Beautiful color, and you know, it didn't take much work for me to peel it, and I was like, yes, sign me up for more loofah. This is what the seeds look like from that loofah. Okay, nice black, even has, you know, sound to it. These seeds are looking a little spent. Maybe they're molded. Maybe they had too much moisture. Come on, camera. Okay. I don't know. These definitely look disappointing. I'm going to do the water test and see if these float, which I won't be surprised if they do, because these seeds look challenged compared to these especially. I know you're not supposed to compare your kids, right? But I mean, just look at these. This is what did it for me. So I have a little test to do. And look, the loofah itself, I'm pretty sure that's molded. Pooh. Thanks for watching Super's Farm. We'll do an update on the chicken coop in the next video, so stay tuned.